What's up, everybody, and welcome into the 247 Sports channel, or as we like to call it, Commitment HQ. And we've got another one here for you today is Bryce Dortch, a nationally ranked forward in the national class of 2024, is set to make his commitment live on the 247 Sports channel. Bryce has narrowed his finalists down to 3 different schools, and he'll be choosing between Rutgers, Virginia Tech, and Temple. Now, Bryce is a high upside 6'8" forward. He's mobile, he's agile, he's got great hands, and a lot of untapped potential in the years to come. You see it right there, top 150 prospect, top 40 at his position, number 5 in the state of Massachusetts, 6'8". Honestly, he's every bit of 6'8", if not pushing more than 6'9". And as I said, a ton of untapped potential still in front of him out of the Brimmer and May School and the Mass Rivals grassroots program. So without further ado, we're going to bring in Bryce live with his friends and family to make this big announcement. Bryce, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. First of all, thank you for doing this with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, now, Bryce, I like to ask everybody this first question because so many kids want to get recruited, and then when they finally do, they realize how maybe stressful or overbearing or intense the recruiting process can be. So what has this whole journey been like for you?
The recruiting process was good. It was definitely a blessing. It got to a point where I was stressful, but I didn't let it get to me. I just kept thinking about it as a blessing. Every school that reached out to me, I was excited about it, and I'm glad I came to a decision.
Maintaining that positive attitude, that's great. Now, I know while you're the only one on camera here, you are surrounded by friends and family. So before we get down to your announcement, I want to give you a minute to thank anyone you would like to thank for helping you get to this point in your journey.
So first and foremost, I like to thank God. Without God, I wouldn't be able to play basketball, wouldn't be in this position. I like to thank my family, my mom and dad for always being in my corner, always just helping me. I like to thank Tom and Sandy Nelson for taking me in as like one of their own. Taking me as one of their own, just always being there for me. Vin Pastore and Rivals for just, again, taking me as one of their own. Vin always being there for me, even though he may be crazy, always yelling, but it's his best love. So I can't thank him enough. All my family and friends there. I might be delayed, but I love all of them. I can't thank them all for coming out. Just everyone who was there for me in my corner. Just thank everyone.
As someone who was lucky enough to be pretty close to you, Bryce, and knowing a lot of the people that you just mentioned, it is both kind of funny to hear you talk about them, but also just so accurate to hear the way Tom and Sandy really took you in. And Tom Nelson, of course, your high school coach, his wife, Sandy, who I know was instrumental in setting up this Zoom just moments before we went live. So they're obviously a huge part of it. All right, my man, the time is now. You get to make your announcement. You take as much time as you need. You let us know where you're going to be playing your college basketball.
All right. So first and foremost, I want to thank all the coaches that recruited me, made my dream come true. Every single coach that recruited me reached out. It was amazing. But I can only pick one school, and I think this school is the best choice for me. And with that being said, I'll be committing to Rutgers University.
All right. He's going to Rutgers. Tell everybody in the background they can cheer.
Tell them to cheer. They can cheer now. They're delayed, but.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations. Now, Bryce, I know, you were one of those guys that picked up early. Once they start, they won't stop.
Yeah, they're delayed. They're just showing love.
But. Yeah, for sure. You were one of those guys that picked up early high major offers, and so you've been recruited since you were young. What was it about Rutgers that really set them apart for you?
They reached out consistently. Always just reaching out to me or my family. I've been up to campus about 3 times. This last one was my first official visit up there. And that was really just for like my family to see it, and they liked it a lot. I have family in New Jersey, so I think it's just the best fit for me. They made it clear how they would use me, and I'm just excited.
Now, coming off that visit, you spoke with our Deshaun London, and you talked about Coach Peichel's message and how it was very You talked a lot about defense. That caught my
Yeah.
eye because, I think a lot of players want to hear about how they're going to start or how they're going to be utilized offensively, but Rutgers is a team that's always known for their defense, and you seem to buy into that approach. So tell me why that approach worked for you. Was it just the honesty behind it?
Yeah, mainly the honesty and the whole defense part. I play for a defense-heavy team with mass rivals, and that's how you get on the floor, just playing defense. And I've always just been fine with playing defense. So they told me that. They told me that I can be a great two-way player, and I'll be able to play through my mistakes, which really got me to like actually understand what they were saying. So I'm excited.
And now for Rutgers fans who are watching this broadcast, what would you tell them they are getting in Bryce Dortch?
They're getting a kid who just loves basketball, loves to work, always gonna have a smile on his face, talk to everyone. Just a kid that just wants to compete and is ready just to win.
Well, I tell you what, you are also a young man who's got to go celebrate with those friends and family out there. You've earned it. You deserve it. I hope you have a great night, and congratulations. Thanks so much for sharing it here with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right. Another big commitment for Rutgers, who continues to score in the class of 2024. Bryce Dortch becomes the third rising senior to commit to head coach Steve Peichel. Here's why it's important for Rutgers. One, Dortch is a high upside prospect. He is a super fluid mover at 6'8". He's got great hands and touch and is only just beginning to grow into his body and fill out his frame. So that means his best basketball is still a couple years down the road. Now, you add him to a class that includes Lathan Somerville and Ace Bailey. Now, Ace Bailey is the second-ranked player in the national class of 2024, plays a similar position to Dortch. But what I love about this plan for Rutgers is they're building both for the short term and the long term. Ace Bailey is going to have, I think it's safe to say, one-and-done aspirations. Anybody who is ranked as highly as he is going to go into college thinking along those lines. Bryce Dortch, someone who understands he's going to be a multiple-year player, and this is going to be about development and playing on both ends of the floor. So Rutgers, as I said, building out for the short term and the long term in what is gearing up to be the best recruiting class in program history. Certainly a big piece tonight as Bryce Dortch becomes the third player to commit to Rutgers in the class of 2024. All right, for much more on this, be sure to visit 247sports.com and keep it locked here on the 247 Sports channel. Coming up next, or I should say in the next day or two, the weekly episode of College Basketball Recruiting Weekly with recaps from various stops on the road this week. We'll see you again real soon.